Please welcome Roma Downey.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm grand, thank you.
I love your accent.
I'm from Derry in Northern Ireland.
Yes. Are you from Derry too? Can she get a ride home? Yes. Now, when you got the job, did they ask you to lose your accent?
You know, what was interesting was when I auditioned for Touched by an Angel, the role was originally written for an American, I think.
Yeah.
And God bless them at CBS for being imaginative enough to think that, you know, that I could get away with being an angel and being Irish, because as we know, all the angels are probably Irish anyway.
That's right. I think you're right there, Roma Downey. I think you're right. Now, the show is a huge success. It is so heartwarming. It really is, and it has a great message every single week.
Yes.
Did you expect people to respond to it in the way they have?
You know, we're all very gratified over at Touched by an Angel. We work terribly hard, and it's just been brilliant this year to see the ratings grow and grow. I think there was obviously some kind of hole in television programming for this sort of family entertainment. And there was a need, maybe a spiritual need in the American people, and the show has managed to fill the hole and fulfill the need. And they tell me that something like 25 million people watch the show every week, which is staggering to me. I mean, in the whole of Ireland, there's probably about 7 million people, so it's really kind of overwhelming, you know. Yeah, it's just great.
And I hear you get a lot of mail from prisoners, people who feel that they don't have any hope left.
Yes, there's a scene in our show every week, if you're familiar with it. We call it on the set the angel reveal scene. And it's usually a scene which one of the angels, there are 3 of us, Della Reese, John Downey, and myself, and one of us, usually myself, reveals to the person or people that we're helping that week that I'm an angel, and somewhere in that speech I will say that God loves you, which really is the message of the show. And I got one letter fairly recently from a man in jail, and it was especially poignant because he said it's the only time all week that he ever hears an I love you. He ever hears anybody telling him that he's loved. And, you know, for this to be a TV show and to be successful is great. But for it to be a TV show that is really sending out into the country kind of energy that is positive and healing and helpful, and I mean, it's a terrific, we all feel very privileged to be part of it.
I am all for that, I gotta say, I'm all for that. It's a wonderful, wonderful message to put out there. You believe in angels, I take it.
Absolutely, I do. Yeah. I mean, I feel I couldn't have come from Derry City in Northern Ireland if I hadn't have had a few angels to guide me to this country to be starring in this wonderful show. Every week, Monica, the character I play, has a kind of a wee lesson to learn, you know? And what has been interesting, Rosie, is that Roma, the actress, sort of parallels that. And for every time she learns a lesson, I'm learning it too. For instance, just a few weeks ago, I had to play Monica as an 85-year-old. I had a lesson to learn about old age, and they put me in the old age makeup, and it was quite an ordeal. And we were shooting at a rest home in Salt Lake City, where we work, and towards the end of the day, I'd been in the makeup about 13 hours, and a wee woman came up. She must have been about 80 herself, and she said, "Can I touch the prosthetics?" And she was fascinated by the whole procedure. Right. And she said, "Is that uncomfortable to wear?" And I was kind of moaning and said, "Well, you know, the worst bit actually is having it removed. It's kind of painful having it taken off." And she looked at me and she said, "But sure, at least you can take it off." You know?
Right.
I felt about this size, you know.
Sure.
It was a...
Makes you realize.
Yes, it does.
I was on the beach once. This was a really cloudy day, and there was this family of a man and his 2 kids. And the girl was about 5, had Down syndrome, and the boy was about 3. And there was a friend of mine who was pregnant, and there was a problem or something with the baby, and everybody was thinking about it. And I went to the beach that day, and this little baby girl ran over to me, and she put her arms out, and I put my arms out, and she ran over to me, and I was holding her, kissing her, and her father came and got her and said, "She really doesn't like to be held. That's very odd," you know. I said, "Oh," and she was so cute. And then I went in the water, I came back, they were gone. And I didn't see them move, I didn't see them go. And I always thought that was sort of a little angel saying, whatever happens is gonna be all right, you know. I think you have to find it where you see it, you know, you have to sort of look.
Yeah, well, I think it's, you know, and the nice thing about our show, I mean, it dispels the myth that they have to come down in flowing gowns and wings and the whole thing, you know. I mean, I think one of the wonderful things about Touched by an Angel is that we don't go in there and wave a magic wand and make everything okay. Yeah. We kind of show you your life and offer you the choices. We open the door, and you can decide whether or not you want to walk through it. You know?
You're like, well, it's a wonderful show, and you are just a delight. It's really lovely to meet you. I really enjoy the program.
Thank you.
I think it's a great message.
Thank you.
You're a great person, and you're Irish. I like that. Roma Downey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll be right back after this break.